Right here, it's your boy DJ Spot of the Dawn, of course, DJ
Trini D. They call me Trini D. It's Thursday night school.
Thursday night school. What's up, baby?
Thank y'all for tuning in, man. So we was just talking about it's been an emotional few days. It's gonna be an emotional conversation for me personally, but we'll get into it in a little bit. You know what I mean?
Of course. First things first, you want to give a shout out to Nipsey Hussle's family. Of course, the funeral was today, this Thursday.
They put him to rest,
and it was live. Actually, they were showing it live.
Yeah.
And I'm unfortunately I was at the workplace, you know what I'm saying. But of course I caught little clips and pieces is there. Of course you can go back on YouTube and catch the clips of people speaking at the family's behalf.
Yeah.
And I watched Snoop Dogg's speech. Shouts out to Christopher Marciano tuning in. And I also watched Lauren London's.
Oh really?
So
damn.
I didn't get all the way through Lauren London's, but it was getting really emotional. Of course, as you would expect for Lauren London to be really emotional at that time.
Absolutely.
But it was honestly a beautiful celebration of life that I wish, if I'm that fortunate to have a group of people around me, that I'll be able to have that type of love and effort and outcry and outreach shown to me and my family at that time and point.
You know, people kind of trip out sometimes about live streaming and broadcasting a funeral and things like that. But I think if you have that type of power, you have that type of reach to people, that's beautiful, man. And I would expect nothing less from what we've seen with the people showing love to Nipsey and the whole family. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy that they got to broadcast it. How was what you saw Lauren London's speech, though? Was it everything that you probably thought it was, I'm guessing?
It was very... everything that you would think would be going through a significant other's head at the time of moment.
Dang.
If you kind of understand what I'm saying. It's not one of those things where you're like she's trying to milk it or whatever, which you would never think.
No, absolutely.
You would never accuse her of it. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely not.
But what I'm saying is really it was just kind of just the things where the emotion that you want her to, you would expect her to show is there.
Yeah.
The hurt, the frustration, the trying, not really trying to understand, but coping.
Yeah.
But coping with the understanding of what major part of her life is missing.
Yeah.
So I loved the emotion shown, and even Snoop Dogg when he was talking, he was at some points breaking down.
Damn.
He was holding it together, but you can kind of hear his voice where if he would let himself go, he would have went. You know what I'm saying? But it was at a point where I loved that what he had to say. I loved what London had to say. I mean, Lauren London, part of my language.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, but I loved what she had to say. Everybody was referencing to the fact what his mom came out there and how she spoke on Instagram and how people really needed that word.
Yeah.
That positivity and that what I want to say, that grounding.
Yeah.
That everybody needed. So
I think it was just good for just Crenshaw in general. Like, when have they ever had such a big, unification like that? When is like the hood really like just come together along with famous people and shit like that? Nipsey knew everybody, but it was just beautiful to see that unification. You always see that for the respected OGs. They put the guns down type shit. They be sending out messages like, hey, put your guns down this weekend type shit. So when you see that piece, man, I just love it. I'm glad that we're paying homage to him in the right way. That's just a good thing to see when an OG like Nipsey dies, man. But, shout out to that whole funeral. Not to the people that was trying to sell those tickets to the funeral. Cause
that was lame.
Honestly,
that
like,
was
low,
lame.
Bro. That's honestly low as hell if you really think about it. Like, there's a famous icon, legendary rapper just died, and you trying to make a buck off of it? $1.50 off, man? Nah, man.
And the way they restricted the tickets to make it sure that people who wanted to be there, especially they limited it to the California side if you were trying to be a public person.
Yeah.
Because they had to have people from the street had to be there. We represented. Because Nipsey was such a face of the Rolling 60s gang organization,
Absolutely.
being a representative to the world of what a good gang member looks like, a positive gang member looks like. That shot callers, you know what I'm saying, YG's crew had to be there because YG was a part of his crowd. Game's clique had to be out there because he was really close with Nipsey, even though they were from a rival, I guess not really a rival gang, say, even though they're Bloods, some Bloods and Crips get along. Let's be real.
Yeah.
They're from different parts of LA. They had to make sure that people were front and center to be there. And that like you were saying, people were getting the tickets for free and reselling it.
Yeah, trying to make a buck.
Trying to make a buck.
A quick lick off of that. So that's just disrespectful. Y'all probably going to hell, so it's all good. We don't got to talk about them. They done. Like, they already know what the price they paid. The morals that they lost paying for trying to sell some tickets to a funeral. So, shit.
And one thing I like to see is that some of my friends I have in L.A., like Brooke D, who's actually a singer-songwriter who went to school here at Full Sail, one of my fellow Full Sailors. She actually went and paid her respects at
That's real.
the memorial at Nipsey Hussle.
That's real as fuck, man.
People who from L.A. are going out there. I don't know if you got to see that. Actually, the Nation of Islam out there and went and showed love, which was...
Wow.
Yeah, so...
That's powerful.
It's very powerful. So, they went out there in full regalia.
Of course.
And marched there and put a picture and everything on there. And of course, if you knew Nipsey Hussle, he was a very spiritual person. He may not have been religious.
Yeah.
But he was very spiritual. Real quick, shouts out to Miss Pauline, Columbus, Mississippi. I'll be coming to visit this weekend.
What up?
And I'm looking forward to getting back to the city where I basically became a man. So
nice.
Anyway, so back to Nipsey Hussle. What was your thoughts? What are you expecting when you go back and see this? What would you want to see being represented? 'Cause I only saw a couple clips. I don't know everything that happened.
Yeah.
But what would you want to see at the Nipsey Hussle wake?
Especially because I didn't watch it. I'm definitely going to check out some clips. First and foremost, shouts to our boys Ray and Two Step checking this out. Tell us what y'all think about this funeral if you peeped it, if you saw some clips. I know everything I'm going to see. I know it was going to be respectful. I know it was going to be deep. I know the pain and emotion we about to see. The only thing that I really, it's not just in his wake or in his funeral. The only thing I just want to see is if it's Eric Holder, whoever the hell it is, I need justice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
need closure.
Bruh, we live in day and age where we got too many people and too many witnesses and too many technology. The surveillance video that we all saw that was just disgusting. Like, we got so much stuff to make sure that this dude needs to get caught. So I don't think that we need to see justice for this case. So, but I think the funeral was probably well done. I just think to really close that chapter, we got to get this dude either in jail locked up or stomped on or something, because we can't let this dude just die like that, man.
Yeah.
Not in front of the store.
Totally understand how your sentiment on that. I think we all think it should be an open shut case.
Yeah.
A more update on that. The prosecutor that was the person who's defending Eric Holder is actually the former prosecutor of O.J. Simpson's case.
He's a famous guy.
He's a famous guy
for doing those types of
for those types of cases,
bad guy cases.
And we don't know who attained got paid for that service for Eric Holder. One thing I want to say is everybody deserves a right to defend themselves in court, no matter what they did. Unfortunately, it sounds like I'm not trying to defend him, but I'm saying everybody has that natural God-given right to have some type of defense or some type of time to give their side of the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the end of the day, like Trini said, we deserve and we all should demand justice for the injustices that occurred. Nipsey Hussle's family should deserve justice. Nipsey Hussle's, not just his mom and dad, but extended family. And one thing I like to say about Nipsey Hussle is that a lot of people only think about what he meant to California or the rolling 60s or just West Coast hip hop. But one thing I loved about him is that he was a student of his heritage.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He's Eritrean. If you don't know, that's a ethnic group that pretty much they have a country, but they're refugees at the same time with Ethiopia.
Yeah.
And for a long time, there was a big refugee crisis within Ethiopia about the Eritreans. And he learned about his heritage, and his dad pretty much taught him about his heritage. He's been to Eritrea multiple times. Unfortunately, he doesn't speak the language, but he's definitely been there and saw what the life was like, and he definitely was making bigger strides to not just affect his local neighborhood, but to also affect his place where his family is from. So, a lot of people, I want people to think the world's a lot bigger than just what you're trying to accomplish.
Like, his stuff was so much bigger than music. His
it's
stuff
a lot
was
bigger
so
than
much,
your neighborhood.
It's bigger than the hood, and that's what I was going to say. Like, people thought when you talk about he did it for his home, it was bigger than just the hood. It was bigger than just Crenshaw. He's going back to his blood. So, and that's why you got the Nation of Islam showing up and everything. Like, that's powerful because they understood what he really was. So, that's why I bring it back to the justice thing, man. We just got to see him get laid to rest and some justice done.
And I think it's important for justice to get done, because if justice doesn't get served here, and they allow him to possibly Eric Holder to walk away with a slap on the wrist, which we both say is not going to happen.
Nah.
The streets ain't having it.
And that's what I'm gonna say. If it ain't coming from the judge, he gonna get stomped on, bro. I promise you, something's gonna happen.
It's not just gonna be stomped. It's something worse than stomping, bro.
Let's be real.
Let's be real. But once again, we did have that conversation. Now we have kind of a little bit of closure that's happening now for the family. I'm not sure if they're going to do an extra viewing or if they're going to do extra situations, but I think he might be getting laid to rest sometime either later today or tomorrow. I'm not sure because the Clippers game was the day before last night, and they actually did a quick turnaround, set up Staples Center for this funeral itself.
They did. That was respect. So, I mean, if you get a chance to see it, just check it out just to pay respects. And I mean, even if you can't, if you in that area too, you know, if our shit is getting reached out there.
Yeah, if anybody from LA is hearing us,
go show us some love.
And send it love on behalf of Thursday Night School, please.
Please. God bless. Rest in peace, Nipsey.
Rest in peace, Nipsey. And of course, I would like to remind everybody to please go out there, continue to stream his music. The music he owned 100% of his masters. The music pretty much goes to his family, his kids.
For sure.
That legacy that's getting passed on.
For sure.
And if you can still, please go buy a Marathon t-shirt, a Crenshaw t-shirt.
Yeah.
So do anything you can do to support the brand. I want to make sure that we do our little bit that we can do. If we can't purchase it ourselves, that somebody under the power of our voice may be able to do that same thing.
All right.
Let's
turn it up a little bit. So we talking about closure. We talking about closure. It's been, on the flip side, a really, really good sign of closure. Good closing chapter for one of my biggest idols and role models in my life, son. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I know. Oh my God. Number 3.
Flash, baby. Oh my goodness. I'm talking about Dwyane Tyrone Jr. Wade of the Miami Heat.
Hold up. This man knows all that man's names.
Oh, don't let me pull up the stat. Let me go on my bag for Dwyane Wade,
the
baby.
man's names?
Yo, first and foremost, Thursday Night School.
Government?
You know what I'm saying? This the One Last Dance Dwyane Wade shirt, Life brand. This is his actual brand. I'm representing on Thursday Night School.
Of course. One Last Dance, of course. Let them know about the shoes, brother. Let them know about the shoes.
But then I got the Way of Wades on. You know what I'm saying? I got to represent Dwyane Wade real quick.
Straight on the table.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's just how we got to look for it. I'm just saying.
Yo, nobody does
red watch.
Nobody does it like we do. We putting our feet on the table and everything.
Ignorant, bro. This Florida. They don't know about
straight
us.
Florida on them.
So I'm representing for Wade because last night was Dwyane Wade's last game on the Miami Heat. He had a One Last Dance tour, is what he called it. He decided to announce at the beginning of the season, basically just the last tour. And man, I could not have asked for anything better. If anybody in here is a Heat fan or even just knew anything about basketball, you saw the clips from what he did throughout the whole season. And after all the controversy, if people don't know, he went to Chicago, he went to Cleveland, he came back to Miami specifically to really retire. It was just beautiful, man. Like, we welcomed him back with open arms. He did such a great last season, man. There's so many buzzer beaters he did. He had that win against Golden State. There's so many great plays that he did. We almost made it to the playoffs, but like at the end, we realized that season wasn't about the playoffs.
Go Magic!
Hey, we'll get to there in a second. It wasn't about the playoffs for Miami Heat. It was really about sending off Dwyane Wade, a 16-year veteran, in the right way. I don't think I've ever seen, semi-flashy last year, but also go so passionately and humble.
I would like to say one thing. Even if I am an Orlando Magic fan, even if I am a person who watched him on a play against us, you have to give him respect for how much time he put in, what he meant to the city of Miami. When people say, "Oh, the Heat," or they say Dade County, when you talk about the Heat, it's the county of Wade.
Absolutely.
When you get this whole city behind you to say that,
to say your whole name,
and actually be able to root for you, root against you, but still love you,
is beautiful.
And I don't think anybody should have any issue with him going to Cleveland. Because he went to go play with his friend, the guy who supported him when he needed him most.
Absolutely.
He went to go take care of his friend and help him win.
The same thing with Chicago. That's his hometown.
You can't be mad at that.
Anybody was mad at that. I was just mad because he was with Jimmy Butler and Rondo. I'm like, that's a good ass squad. I'm like,
but nothing panned out.
Nothing happened, thank God. But it was just great to see him come back. It was great to see just what he did, how passionately he did it. He had the jersey swap, which he did with pretty much every big player of every team. He started doing it, and he said it took on a thing of his own.
Yeah.
He really just gave it to certain players that were, he felt respected for. There ended up being that Budweiser advertisement that I know everybody saw.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, tears, bro.
Yeah, Ray talking about his allergies was acting. We know you was really crying, Ray. We know you was really boo-hooing right there. Don't lie.
Yeah, Ray just, it's just crazy. So, seeing that though is really what made me so happy because like everything that they showed in that commercial, I've been following Dwyane Wade since day one. So, the thing that got me was the Parkland shooting. You know, I'm from Broward County where that shooting happened. So to see that he immediately, the whole Heat squad had their logo on jerseys, and he put dude's name on the shoe. So just seeing that, we talked about how Nipsey was bigger than music. Dwyane Wade's quote was, "It's bigger than basketball." So really just seeing that whole bigger than basketball in real life and seeing what he's done after it, it's crazy, man. Like there really will never be another player like him. Not only that, there really will never be a good player like that on the Miami Heat. So like I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next 20 years of my life.
I would like to say that I don't think we'll see he was a two guard, right?
Yeah, two guard.
Pardon me, guys. I don't think we'll ever see a player with that same level besides him and LeBron. I don't think we'll ever see players because the way the league is turning into right now, I don't think we'll ever see players like them mean so much to a community.
Absolutely.
Because when we talk about Michael Jordan, he didn't mean he was a part of Chicago, but he didn't mean as much to Chicago as LeBron means to Cleveland. You know what I mean?
Or Dwyane Wade
means to Miami.
Or Dirk to even Dallas.
Dirk to Dallas. And,
I agree.
And we also lost Dirk Nowitzki, but
of course
we're talking about Dwyane Wade right now. But Dirk Nowitzki actually retired as well. He saved his announcement for the end of the season.
It was known, people kind of like under the water knew.
He was showing out his last game too.
He had a great game, man, and I think what was beautiful to me was, Miami Heat and Dallas Mavericks, they've met in the finals about like 3 times. Yeah. We've had a lot of different turnouts. It's funny to me because when Dwyane Wade was at Dallas Mavericks for his last game there, they were cheering for him. And I'm like, that's how strong this shit goes, Even at his last game last night in Brooklyn, they were cheering for him. We want Wade. And I'm like, that's how powerful it goes. Like, it doesn't even matter about that whole finals, who won now. It's just like both of them are just legends, bro. They're OGs.
And that's how it should be forever seen as, Respect and
sportsmanship.
And it's not even just that. Like, when I look at where they're going to end up, because Dirk Nowitzki is going to go down in the Hall of Fame as the greatest
100%
European player to ever play
100%
in the NBA.
Open the door for that.
And I just think you got guys who ended up wanting to go to Dallas in Porzingis and Luka Jokic, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
They wanted to go specifically to Dallas because they wanted to go play with Dirk Nowitzki. He was their idol. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like, I think what Dwyane Wade did for young ball players in Miami or young ball players from Chicago, he represents somebody who can make it out, and definitely he's done a lot for the community. The money he's invested in
so much for Miami, and
so
much,
and the money that he's willing to do, what he's going to be doing next. I'm looking forward to it.
He's talked about it because I've watched every press conference that he's talked, and he's like literally said he's going to take a break now. He's literally like the next week he has just a vacation plan, and after that he's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm gonna just wing it. When I get bored, I'll call up Coach Spo. We'll get something going. So
exactly.
But you're right, man. I'm glad that he did it in such a good fashion. He ended his last game with a triple-double, which a lot of people don't know.
Has some left in him.
He was the first person to do that in the Final Four when he played and so it was just crazy that he brought that back for his last game. Udonis Haslem actually was the one that made the shot that gave him the assist for the triple-double. So, bro, it was really such a magical moment if you're a Heat fan. I think the best part of that night, though, was Miami Heat, American Airlines Arena, and the Barclays Center in Brooklyn Nets both chanting, "Paul Pierce sucks," because of what Paul Pierce said to Dwyane Wade. So that was the greatest. People don't know Dwyane Wade was called out by Paul Pierce one of these last games in the last week, and he was saying basically, as Paul Pierce, he was saying, if you give me LeBron and you give me, Ray Allen and Bosh, he's like, I would have had 4 rings or some crap like that. And everybody went to roast this man immediately.
It's not the question.
Now, here's the thing. Paul Pierce is a great player. I think he would have had a great setup with it. But people were like, you did have Ray Allen, by the way.
Yep.
And you didn't have more than one.
I'll even say this. Paul Pierce and LeBron being on the same team, they wouldn't be able to play on the floor with each other.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It would make no sense. Like Ray Allen, yeah, he's okay. Who else he say?
Bosh with them too.
You can't have three bigs on the
bro.
What are you doing?
So and yo, my roommate's a diehard Celtics fan, so like when he heard that, he was like, "Damn, Miami's so sour." And then he heard Barclays Arena do it, and I'm like, "Bro, Paul Pierce played for the Nets."
Yeah.
So it's really not even a matter of Miami, even though we were rooting for our boy, of course, but it's a matter of put the facts down, bro. People have done so many comparisons to him too, like, the rings, the NBA All-Star appearances. Somebody even did a comparison. It was like Kobe's last game, 60 points. Dwyane Wade's last game, I think 25 or 30 points. Paul Pierce's last game, 0 points. And I was like, damn, why y'all gotta...
why you do it? But
I just love it. I love that the crowd was in it. I love that the crowd was really just like, don't disrespect Dwyane Wade.
Of course.
This is his last dance. Let him dance, bro.
Exactly. Let him have his last thing. And really what I'm really looking forward to is what that life with Gabby's going to look like.
Oh, man.
Gabby, bro.
So I did hear, we talk about Wade in Miami. I'm pretty sure he's moving out west. Gabby is a Hollywood star. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be doing the Hollywood thing.
I'm sure he's still going to have a home in Miami.
Oh, multiple, man.
Yeah. He's going to come back and
his
forth.
Kid, it goes to American Heritage High School, right down the street from where I used to live. So I'm pretty sure, unless he goes out somewhere in Cal, he gonna get drafted or somewhere. So
is he a senior or a junior?
I actually he's one of those for sure.
No, he's old enough to almost graduate.
He's almost. I want to say he's a senior because that would be even dope.
Yeah, because he graduates and goes. He
gets drafted somewhere. Yeah, he's decent.
Honestly,
we'll take him, man.
Honestly, if
Zaire, bro, we will take Zaire just for the Wade. We will take it.
I'll put it this way: if he's a junior, you might as well let him finish there.
Yeah, no, yeah. Let him have one more year there.
Yeah, there's no point. If he's a sophomore, that's different. But if he's a junior, let him finish.
But regardless, I would love to see him come. They was talking about it during his last game. He was putting up a jersey next to Dwyane, and Zaire's had number 2. So everybody started cheering, yeah, make that shit real. So I think it'll happen, man. I think we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, definitely, of course. And once again, much respect paid to Dirk and of course Dwyane Wade.
Respect,
but a lot because Dwyane Wade's a Florida basketball player. We gotta give a lot more respect right there.
Respect. But speaking of Florida basketball, even though the Miami Heat didn't make it to the playoffs,
we got the Magic, man.
Orlando Magic have made it to the playoffs. Yo, first time in how long?
7 years.
7 years, my dude.
Hey, it's been 7 years. It's been a long, rough journey.
Wow.
The Magic have finally come back. We got Agent 00 in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Aaron Gordon.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's do this.
I don't know. We got the Raptors, bro. First.
I love telling the story, man. Hey,
Kawhi Leonard ain't gonna let us get through it.
Yo, he should really be balling. We've never seen Eric Gordon in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I really think if he's in a playoff mode, I feel like he's a type that could be hitting 25 a night.
Yeah, he could be. But the thing is, we don't. Like I tell anybody, I'm a realist. Even when Florida State was in the tournament, I was a realist. Look, we're not gonna. I made my bracket all the way to Florida State to the Sweet 16, the Elite 8.
Nice.
No, Sweet 16 because they lost to Gonzaga. And Gonzaga went next round. So I was like, look, we're not gonna make it past here. Like, well, why not? I'm like, dude, we have no outside shooting. I'll keep it real about my teams. I put it up front, but I'll say this: the Magic have an opportunity. The only way we can have a chance, we might be able to steal 2. We got to win 1 at home, and we got to steal 1 back at Toronto.
Yeah.
So I think the chance we had to steal the game. We're not going to win the 1 at home first. If we get, I don't think we're playing home first.
No, because we got number 8. So
we're playing
third and fourth
away first.
Yeah.
So we might lose. If they get extra comfortable, we might steal the first one.
Yeah, so let me just cut you off right there. We're not winning anything. We getting swept.
We think we're going to swept?
We're getting swept.
I think we have a chance to win 1.
Yo,
we have a chance to win 1 or 2.
First of all, I don't think we have a healthy team. I don't think
that's true.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't think Vucevic was playing last game. I don't know if he's done. You can look it up.
I'm gonna look it up right
here.
And
then Mo Bamba, I'm not sure if he's playing as well. So 2 primary players, 1 starting, 1 off the bench. I feel like that's not a good look. Second of all, bruh, I've been to actually this season a Magic versus Raptors game. Kawhi put up 38 for no goddamn reason, and it was crazy to me, bro. I was like, "Are you serious? Why are you putting this up in a December game?" So if he does that in a regular ass season, yo, Kawhi is going to destroy us, man. Like Kawhi's going to put up 40 average against the Magic. Promise.
Make sure. I'm trying to look at this roster real quick.
So I'm just saying. I'm definitely going to go to a Magic playoff game. Shouts to Orlando. We finally got that atmosphere at the Amway Center.
How much do you think we're going to offer?
Oh, I mean, I got the hookup. I don't worry about prices. You know. We'll talk after the show.
All right. So here we got right now injuries. Jonathan Isaac, which is important. He is he's a tall, but he could shoot.
He's important.
He has a concussion right now. Remains in the league's concussion protocol.
Oh yeah, he ain't coming.
Mo Bamba on the 7th. He's out. Lower leg is listed out for Sunday's game against the Celtics. That's the 7th. Anyway, he's still out. Timothy Mozgov out.
Yo, injuries, bro.
We limped into playoffs.
We limped into I'm sorry. I'm going to love going to those games and getting drunk because it's like, yeah, I'm rooting for Kawhi Leonard to just score.
No, don't say that.
Just score 50 points, like low key.
As long as you don't show up in a Toronto Raptors jersey, we okay.
Nah. Hell nah. But it's not looking good for us, man. I'm
just happy we're above 500 for one.
Yeah. I mean, and you said 7 years. First year, 7 years in the playoffs. And let's be real, man. Orlando in general is blowing up, man. We got motherfucking UCF Knights with our basketball 2 years undefeated. Of course. We got football 2 years undefeated.
Not 2 years undefeated. They lost a couple games.
We lost the last one because McKenzie was injured. That was it. We would have won 2 years undefeated if McKenzie didn't get injured. My point is, we was going in with UCF football, UCF basketball. We almost had the biggest upset in history against Duke. So that would
Zeke wasn't having that.
Yeah, he was not. I mean, if Taco didn't, let's be real.
Taco
didn't get injured.
Game.
Yeah, if he didn't get fouled out, that would have been it. But again, Orlando's on the map. So like
Orlando City Soccer doing pretty good.
Orlando City Soccer, we've been around for about 5-6 years. So 5 years.
We got one thing to talk about.
What's up?
The Orlando Apollos, man.
Oh,
the AAF champions,
killing it. Whoa. I mean, champions by default.
By default?
By default. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take the dub.
Of course, I'll take it.
What happened, bro? Why are we champions by default?
Okay, guys, if you don't know, of course, this is a hip-hop and sports culture show. But we're Orlando fans just by being here by default, right?
Absolutely.
And the AAF decided to rob us.
For people who don't know, AAF, Alliance, American Football.
American Football Alliance.
American Football Alliance. It was a, kind of like third-party football league.
Of course.
Heads or, D-League people.
Yes.
So how did they rob us, Spider?
They decided to fold in the middle of the goddamn season.
In the middle of the season. First season going so well.
The reason why they decided to fold was because the money kind of was there. They invested a lot of money. They were losing money because it was an investment thing.
Yeah.
Bill Polian he's not the main person making the decision, but one of the top investors was trying to force a deal with the NFL so they can get the rights to the third string / practice team players to be a part of the AAF.
Wow.
And that whole point was to make the AAF the developmental league for the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it made sense. But you're in the middle of your first season. The NFL is not going to want to buy into your product.
Not at all.
Until they see the full end situation, the championship, how you're going to organize it, what you're going to do in the off season, how you're going to transition people back and forth. That whole process needs to be in place.
Yeah.
The fact that he decided to fold robbed the Orlando Apollos and Steve Spurrier, which I wouldn't. I'm sad. I'm sad for Steve Spurrier because I'm a Florida State fan. But anyway,
gotta represent.
It decided to fold in the middle of the season. The Orlando Apollos deserve at least a championship banner somewhere.
Give us a consolation prize.
We deserve
bro.
At least a parade, bro.
Oh man, and it's sad because the AAF was hubbed here in Orlando, so
very supported.
But you saw a lot of people from all different states. The southern region really is what they were hosting. But people played, and for people who watched the Big Three, that's exactly what they were trying to kind of emulate. Yeah, like a secondary league for these sports for older or developmental players to play in. So it was nice to watch, especially when football season's over.
It's spring
especially
football,
because the New York Giants didn't do crap this season.
Oh yeah, you had a team to root for.
Especially
finally.
Actually could root for a winning team for once. It was great to watch, but the fact that it had half a season and the fact that it ended it so abruptly. I didn't even know a lot of the stuff that you just said, so that's even worse. Like you don't go to the NFL until you had any type of championship. Give me 3 seasons before you go to the NFL.
A full planned out show this is how the season should operate.
Yeah,
this is when we can move players here. There was no plan in place. And if you want to get those practice players, you got to show your end product. Because the NFL is like, yo, why would we allow our players that we're investing in to be product to like maybe make it to the league? Play on your platform. We don't know your rules or how you deal with different situations, which I get. And the NFL, I think, would have been eventually down for it.
But for what people don't know, the AAF also had different rules, too. There was different rules with the referees reviewing stuff. There's different rules with, like, hits and calls and late fouls and all those things. So I don't think it's more of a risk for an NFL, people to be like, let me send our people to this game, even though they don't play exactly like us.
Yeah, exactly.
So I completely agree with you. I think it was very much of a rushed move, and it's probably ultimately what caused it to be its demise. But I mean, the base for it was so good. It was paying every player $250,000, which I think is.
They were kind of paying players because they had payment issues because the money was fun. The money was kind of funny.
So was this like funded by the Fire Festival guys, Billy
it wasn't
and
that. It wasn't that bad. But the owners were really trying to hold on to money to like kind of like help it go through at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Because the money was getting eaten up pretty fast with travel. They didn't. I don't think they fully incorporated all the process because they had a team in Arizona, San Antonio, the travel back and forth, Atlanta, Orlando,
and it really was just kind of like the
Birmingham.
Southern region. They didn't really expand that much.
Yeah, they didn't expand that much, but it was enough. The traveling. I had a former guy I used to go play football against in high school. BJ Daniels was one of the starting quarterbacks for the Salt Lake City team.
Nice.
And he actually did an interview with the radio station out there. And the most unfortunate aspect with this situation is how the players ended up. Players who were injured ended up, the money for the AAF was paying for them to be in the hospital, dried up when they cut it. So players in the NFL, the AAF that were in the hospital got kicked out of the hospital.
Damn.
Players that were, players that once the money dried up, players that were staying in hotels were left stranded.
Wow.
Yeah, a
really
lot of the promises they were giving to the players in the AAF ended up being broken because of the lack of planned infrastructure around how they would do things.
So this literally was like a fire festival.
It literally was because
not to that extent, but just very. You said a good word. The infrastructure was not there.
Yeah.
It was not planned. It was not set in stone. So, yeah, man, that's just sad to hear though because y'all made it that far to get on broadcast TV and have a lot of good players like rooting for y'all and trying to play with y'all. But
of course, a couple players have signed to NFL teams. It's just really unfortunate because I think this would have ended up being a really good opportunity for not exactly a competitor to be in the space, but somebody to give something to a base of people who are looking for things to do. Let's be honest, truly honest. I'm a Magic fan.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about NBA until the playoffs happen.
Okay.
I agree with you. Regular season, I come watch a couple games here and there.
Okay.
But playoffs is where the real drama, nitty gritty happens. So, I'm originally more of a football fan.
Okay.
You give me some piecemeal football in the beginning, even if it's not as crisp or good, I can watch it, analyze it, talk about back in my day, if I would have gotten this opportunity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give my war stories, whatever.
Of course.
But of course, I think this opportunity is a very, very missed opportunity for somebody to really make the money in that space. Because guarantee you, if they started getting better quality players after this year, of course, this year's going to be a little pain point. But if the next year they would have got, I'm interested. You got players who I can't be eligible for the league right now, but you know what? Next year I might be eligible for the league because da-da-da. You know what I mean?
So what do you think is really going to happen, though? Do you think it's going to continue another, like, anything else? I don't think they will, though. Like, I mean, not only that, do you think that now that they've seen that this is blowing up, the XFL is actually something that's really happening? So do you really think that now they're going to try and...
the players from the AAF, 90% of them, I guarantee, are just going to end up in the XFL.
So that was exactly where I was leading to, man. I truthfully feel like the AAF is done, and I feel like Vince McMahon is sitting there with his little...
licking his chops.
You know what I'm saying? Just like literally just maniacal.
I would have found the whole roster list for all the players in the AAF, and I would have found their emails. I would have pressed one button. There would have been an offer in these guys' emails to come play for XFL. If I was Vince McMahon, that's exactly what. That's all the players you need right there. Just have another draft.
I mean, he's done it before. He bought the WCW and ECW.
Yeah,
Might as well just buy the whole roster from a failed league.
Yeah, exactly. Just turn those players right over.
But that would be so sad to me, man, because I mean, I'm a huge WWE fan, but I'm not a huge fan of that XFL.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of Vince McMahon either.
Yeah.
There was like a whole controversy that John Oliver did recently, like a week or two ago on the show, talking about how WWE players don't even get paid well.
Yeah,
they're like independent contractors, and their medical fees aren't always necessarily covered, things like that. So I can only imagine if that's how you treat a $1 billion industry like the WWE. XFL, a league that you promise where you can hit people in the head.
Yeah.
You really, what kind of welfare?
Damn near generation ago.
You know what I mean? Like the healthcare isn't good in a wrestling business. What makes you think it's going to be in the XFL? So
yeah, and I think of course he's going to have to change his practices because he wants the XFL to be legitimate now.
He does.
Yeah. So the thing is, he has to understand how to make a legitimate football league.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the AAF had the opportunity.
Yeah, it's failed.
It's failed, but Vince McMahon now, like I said, is licking his chops.
It's going to be so sad because that's what he does, bro. Like, and he's literally done it before. So, like you said, I'm sad that it's a missed opportunity. I'm even sadder if it ends up going to that XFL thing. But as a player, that's the perfect thing for you. You know what I mean? That's literally perfect. You were promised this money. You got paid an X amount. You got to sue this company to get some money. Meanwhile, go work for this other company and get paid. So,
and we don't. Hopefully, what I think Vince McMahon should do is literally just take AAF's blueprint, take their markets. If I'm Vince McMahon, I'm being so ruthless. Oh, you had a team in Orlando, Birmingham, Salt Lake City. You know what? They left you high and dry. Salt Lake City, Orlando, Birmingham, Atlanta. We got you.
And that's what he's doing.
I'm telling you, if I'm Vince McMahon, I'm taking every little thing that I can see and just scraping it right off the top and just putting it right in my business plan.
I give it a year.
Just execute.
I give it a year before. Let's say the end of next year's.
Yeah, I think he's saying 2020 is when they're gonna start.
So yeah, let's give it to the end of next year's NFL season, right around February, March of next year, right around this time of next year. You're gonna see that XFL job.
And that's the thing. Vince McMahon, he sees that the AAF can be successful not competing directly with the NFL. So there's what he did wrong last time is that he was trying to compete directly against the NFL.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, good point,
now,
man.
AAF is like, yo, we're in the spring. We want to help you. Vince McMahon like, yo, springtime open now. Go get it. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens in the future with that, man. Shout out to the AAF, though, man.
Shouts out to Orlando Apollo.
Orlando Apollo for being the champions by default. I'll take that title.
Exactly. I'm going to get me an Orlando Apollo shirt just because.
Yo, that's going to be vintage. It's going to be OG.
Just because. All right, y'all. But definitely, do you got the records first we go to?
I do. What you want to hear, man?
I would like to hear our boy T. Murray.
T. Murray, who killed it at the Orlando Passport
event. Yes, he did.
Honestly, I was really hurt that I couldn't pick him because he had one of the most realest performances, man. Like, some of his songs he was playing was just some real street shit. And I was like, damn, man, I'm mad I couldn't pick him. But shouts to T. Murray. He killed that shit.
And I would like to see here Hard Time. Just because we're talking about how real he is. He's an artist from South Florida.
Yeah.
From the 305.
Shout out Miami-Dade.
And one thing I like to say about him is, like, he performed at one of my first Orlando Passports last year. And he actually has vastly improved. So artists, please come out my event. And definitely please take part in all these other events local in the city. Let's hear that out.
It's T. Murray, Hard Times. Let's do this.
Hard Times. Let's go.
Let's rock. Hard times got me digging down in all black. Them hunger pains got me out here trying to get that bag. Them fuck niggas got me sliding around with my stone. Being steady on my nerves, she won't leave me alone. Them hard times got me digging down in all black. Them hunger pains got me out here trying to get a bag. These fuck niggas got me out here sliding with my stone. Being steady on my nerves, she won't leave me alone. Court cases got me finding up ports back to back. Fuck niggas got me watching my front and my back. Shiesty hoes got me with no trust for nobody. All the threats got me geeked up with my eye. Being steady on my nerves, blowing up my line. I'm digging down in all black, in the trenches bout mine. Them hunger pains got me putting my life on the line. I've been down on my dick and hurting down there all my life. gotta get it right. That's why I grind every day for all 6 of my jets. I'm trying to make a better way. And that Yoda on the road, making play after play, praying in the process. I don't see them prison gates. Mama praying for a son. I got her under so much stress. She worried one day she gonna have to wear that black dress. But till I hit for a big lick, can't get no rest. 365, 25, 9, till I'm laid to rest. Hard times got me thinking down in all black. Them hunger pains got me out here trying to get that bag. Them fuck niggas got me sliding around with my stone. Being steady on my nerves, she won't leave me alone. Them hard times got me thinking down in all black. Them hunger pains got me out here trying to get a bag. These fuck niggas got me out here sliding with my stone. Being steady on my nerves, she won't leave me alone.
Shout out to the boy T Murray.
Lit. Shout out to T Murray, man. I love that track. He performed that at the Orlando Passport, and shit was real, dog.
Yeah, definitely. I would like to say everybody, definitely, it's getting hard for. I love music like that. Southern music, like soul Southern music. I love Big Crit. I love UGK. I love, you know what I mean, MGK, 8 Ball.
For real,
like
that's South.
That's Southern, like soulful shit. Where it's now, of course, with the invention of the internet. Like a lot of regional specialties have like kind of disappeared. Regional styles, but that's some of my favorite style of music. That regional, that gritty, and that's what honestly that's what I'm really looking forward to going to Mississippi, because I can get a little taste of that
super South.
The super South.
That's a Southern culture at its finest.
Of course, like I said, that's where I grew up, and that's where I kind of cut my teeth on really falling in love with hip hop music. So. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking forward to. That's what I loved about his music. It's so real.
It's just real Southern, man.
So
yeah,
Southern,
real street and Southern, man.
Street.
So shout out to T Murray, man. You talk about Southern music nowadays, man. Southern music is kind of blowing up.
Of course, man.
I don't just mean Southern music and hip hop. I'm talking about the bridge between hip hop and country music.
Okay, the walls are coming down.
We are bridging the gap in 2019, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's actually really interesting for me to see this, but I'm sure you've heard by now.
You better have heard by now.
Our boy Lil Nas X.
Take my horse down the Old Town Road. I wanna ride till I can't no more.
Yo, that's
Lord
the jam.
Jesus.
Yo, so first and foremost, people who really don't know, Lil Nas X, talented young dude. Never really listened to him prior to the song, being honest, but now I have, and I'm like, this dude's talented as fuck.
Yeah.
Came out with the song Old Town Road. I got this video posted in my group message from my boy, because it was a music video to a game called Red Dead Redemption 2, which is literally about cowboys. It's Grand Theft Auto with cowboy version.
Cowboys, yeah.
So
that's a perfect way to describe it.
I mean, rock stars, you know.
Yeah.
So literally, I'm pretty sure Lil Nas X made that video or made that song with like that kind of video.
Somebody clipped
and somebody just clipped it up and was like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna make this Southern, Red Dead thing." So that blew up.
Yeah,
that blew up.
And keep in mind, that song is like barely over a minute long.
It's a hook.
The original.
Yeah, without the remix. We'll get into the remix. Yeah. But it was the hook, a verse, and then a hook.
Yeah,
that's it.
But also, like, I think it was perfect that way, because what really helped it take off was the social media virality of that.
Oh, of course.
Because Dormtainment did a little clip to it.
Absolutely.
All these guys do a little, of course,
cutting up and stuff. Hell yeah, man.
The TikTok game is serious.
And everybody,
if you don't know artists, TikTok, if you have your BMI, your ASCAP, if you get your song buzzing on TikTok, you get pay for micro impressions, dog. So
microtransactions, micro impressions is pretty much when your songs that are being licensed are played through another app. So TikTok is pretty much playing your shit if people are using it. So make that popular. Get an Old Town Crossroads hit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if Instagram is on that yet, but I know TikTok and Musical.ly are on that. So
yeah,
just let y'all artists know a little knowledge about that.
So basically, this dude makes this song Old Town Road with a country little swag to it.
He calls it country trap.
Country trap. And it's really good, man. Honestly, besides the 808s beats and little drums, it really is a very country melody.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
Guitar, his vocals. So he makes a song. It kind of blows up because of the social media and the internet, which is great. I love seeing that viral stuff for something talented.
That's what it's made. It was made for that.
It was made for a viral hit. It was made to break a wave. But the best part about this he hit country Billboard charts. And charted it. these
These ungrateful.
These motherfuckers. They took him off the country charts. Because
Why, man? Why?
they said this song wasn't country enough.
That's BS, bro.
Bruh, I hear that song, I'm like, this is country trap.
Let me put it this way. From somebody, you're from Miami, but I think Miami, with the old adage with Florida, is the further south you go, the more north you
We're
get.
the bottom of the map.
Yeah. But I would say this. Being from somebody who's lived in Mississippi, driven through Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, it's southern, it's country enough. The thing is, it's because of the continuation through it, the follow through of it. I think on the back end, they looked at him as a whole entire artist.
Yeah.
And like, is he really, really invested?
Or is he just doing like a
Just
joke
doing
or
they
a
thought
troll?
maybe like a parody or something like that.
Yeah, and I get that, but I think that's still BS. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I think like, nah, man.
And then
dude,
even where you're saying that is still BS. It's even more BS that Beyonce did a full 3-4 minute country song. They didn't take that on the charts.
didn't even put it on. So people have been comparison too, because they were looking at Taylor Swift. Her newest stuff is barely country.
Yeah.
I would say 0% country.
She's more pop.
100%. She has transcended fully into pop, and
Yeah.
kudos to her. She's done that transition great.
Yeah.
But her stuff from her latest album is still being on the country charts.
Yeah.
So where does that draw the line? Like how you saying with the investment enough? Like, okay, maybe she put in work, but does that mean she can still get these mics chart or get these songs charted just because, you know, she's still somewhat old, used to be a country music star? I don't like that. So it really was just the comparison of, well, this girl's still on the charts and these two people weren't on the charts.
Yeah, of course.
Why do you think so? And it's literally their faces, and you see a white girl and you see two black people. So
Yeah.
obviously that was really where the social media brought it and where everybody kind of stirred it into,
Yeah.
which was he's black. Y'all not going to chart him on the country charts because of it. So
And the best thing about that is it only caused Billboard saying no, this isn't the country, just turned the song into like a fucking.
it was the
rock.
greatest thing ever.
It was best promotion ever.
Honestly, I think.
Thank you, Billboard.
Like, thank you, Billboard, bro. It was honestly one of the most refreshing things that I've seen, because although he was taken off the charts, and although everybody snapped on it, brought the race issue into it, brought
Of
Taylor
course.
Swift comparison into it, he had to get saved by the OG, triple OG of country music, Mr. Billy Ray Cyrus.
Mr. Honky, don't break my heart. My ankle breaking heart.
Yo, the OG who is making.
So I had to finish it. I can't just let it.
Yeah, that's the jam, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he is the OG, triple OG, and it's just, he came in. There was Lil Nas X put out a tweet and
And he
said,
killed it.
he's like, let me get you on the track so we could get this on the charts. Billy Ray said, hold my beer. He came in and did that, bro. A nice 8-bar verse, and then just did the hook over.
He was speaking more street shit than Lil Nas X was. Talking about my Maserati. Right?
Fendi sports bras. I was like,
Oh,
God
man.
damn, bro. I was like,
But let's be real. Billy Ray was a wild boy back then.
Yo, Billy
he knows
Ray-
about all that life.
Billy Ray was that rock star.
Yes.
Billy Ray, yo, he's still making so much money off of Keep Breaking Heart.
Yeah, of course.
So he really is the triple OG, and he just stepped in and was like, yo, I don't see you trolling this genre. I don't see you disrespecting this country
Of
thing.
course.
I see you really paying homage and trying to make a modern day country trap song, and I'm gonna hop on it with you. And what happened right after he hopped on it? Number one in the goddamn
number
charts.
one in the nation.
Number one on the Hot
Overall,
100
Billboard
charts, Apple Music charts, Spotify charts. He was kicked off of the country music charts, and then next week,
Number one. And guess what? Young Thug jumping on the remix of the remix.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Oh my god!
Shouts out to Lil Nas X. If you do get your little YouTube wormhole kind of thing, start with that song and then go find it on his Instagram. Not on Instagram, but on his YouTube. He has a couple other songs.
A lot.
Find his SoundCloud. You can find a couple other songs. He actually has some good music. Very creative.
He's really just like a nice young kind of. I don't know. I can't even compare him to anybody that like just does those things. But I love, like, I've seen his stuff that he's been posting on his like Instagram, like what he's coming up with next, and I'm like, I love where he's going with it.
And he's striking while the iron's hot. I think he needs to continue to play this record. Continue to get this record as much as possible. I think it's just take advantage of the viral moment, but just don't let the viral moment take advantage of you.
He's gonna be on them late night shows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be right with Billy Ray Cyrus on one of these shows performing. So
He needs to make SNL.
yeah, he'll get
him
an
on
NBC
SNL.
show. He'll get SNL, or he'll get like a Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He'll definitely get one of those like little late night spots. But yeah, shout out to Lil Nas X, man. I think honestly, this is the story that I wanted to hear in the beginning of 2019. We've talked about a lot of real depressing stuff in 2019.
Of course.
Especially when it comes to hip hop and celebrities. So this right here is just what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear us getting bashed and then somebody saving us, but in a really rightful way. Like, I just love seeing that positivity and that rescue from real OGs. So
of course.
It's beautiful. Shouts to Lil Nas X and, you know, got the horses in the back.
Horses in the back.
Horse talker is attached. That shit's lit, man.
Boy, it's a great song. Even if he was having fun with it, I think he had fun with it, but in the most authentic way.
Yeah, it wasn't a troll, and I think that's what people were really afraid of. He was having fun with it in a very I'm embracing the culture way, man.
Yeah.
Like, and let's be real, there's a lot of country or southern rock stars that have embraced the hip hop stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, let's do it the same thing. Let's do the same thing.
Let's be honest, Nelly is rooting for Luke Bryan. He's written for Florida Georgia Line. I mean, there's so many hit country songs that are modern country songs that have hip hop influence with their cadence.
Absolutely.
They have a little rap break in there.
I think Billy Ray Cyrus's verse
Cowboy Troy,
you know what I'm saying?
A black rap and hip hop artist, country.
It's very, very inspired, and we play off of each other. So,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody when this song came out was comparing it to Nelly's Over and Over with Tim McGraw. That was like, you know, one of the more popular crossbreds.
In my head.
Great song, man.
Great
like,
song.
And I listened to it, I'm like, is this hip hop or is it country? I'm like, I can't.
It's a crossover track.
And it's a beautiful crossover. But that's why I'm saying this one fits too, because those genres, love it or not, they go hand in hand and we play off of each other.
Yeah, of course, especially because country has a blues influence.
Of course.
And it goes back to blues music, and of course, hip hop is off of that tree as well. So, no matter what we do, hip hop and country are still intertwined. No matter what, if you go back far enough in the genres, orientation.
If you really think about it, like blues culture, country culture, it's from Southern culture. It really is rooted and hosted from Southern culture.
Of course.
I love seeing it, and that's probably why we like it so much, because shit, we from the bottom of the map, like I said.
Yeah. But you know, how much more time we got left? I'm going to let it go. We got 9 more minutes left.
One more thing.
What we got?
I'm excited.
You excited?
I'm excited this Sunday.
What's going down Sunday?
The best show in the goddamn world has its last season premiere.
What is it?
Game of Thrones.
GOT, of course.
GOT is
back. Who do you think, first off, who do you think is going to end up on the Iron Throne?
Oh, my God.
Early prediction, throw it to the wind. Right now, we're going to put him on the spot, ladies and gentlemen.
You doing this to me right now?
Yes.
Bro? I could have Avengers discussions. I could have Fast and Furious theories. But he going to tell me who will be on the Iron Throne?
Right now.
Who's on the Iron Throne?
Right now, fam, at the end of the series, who's on the Iron Throne?
All right.
Break it down.
All right. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I think...
Oh, he's thinking, y'all.
I think it's going to be... I don't want it to be, but I think it's going to be a good ending. They've said that, you know, they're trying to give a hint that it's going to be, you know, like not everybody's going to live and all that stuff.
That's true. I expect that.
I think it's going to be a good ending. I truthfully just think
it's going to be happily ever after?
Not happily ever after, like very sad happy, though. Like a lot of Jon Snow's victories have come bittersweet.
Yeah.
So when you really look at it, he's won his battles, but he's always like looking like down or looking sad. So I feel like it's going to come something down.
So he's a miserable boy.
I think
keep in mind he's in the context of the story, he's like
oh my God,
teenager.
He's literally like
20 years old at
my
most.
Life sucks.
Life is horrible.
Sent to the Night's Watch at like 14, 15, bastard. I just really think it's gonna end with Jon and Daenerys either alive.
All right.
But if they do, they're gonna be like the only ones. You know what I mean? Like Tyrion on there as the Hand of the King for her, Hand of the Queen, is gonna die. I think like the whole Lannister family is gonna die.
Yeah.
Like I think even the Starks will die. I think it's literally just gonna be the Targaryen and, you know, the Stark or whatever he's supposed to be at this point. But if it's not that, I don't see a way where Cersei wins. I don't see a way where Jaime wins. Yeah, Cersei is dead.
I think Jaime has been redeemed, but I think he's gonna die he's gonna die a warrior's death.
I think Jaime is gonna be the one to kill Cersei. I think it's gonna be a very poetic, the same way the show started. The things that I do for love. He pushed Bran out the window
everything.
and started the whole chain of events. I think just the way it's been turning up in the last 2 seasons, like they both have had this like hateful love.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be the one to kill Cersei, and that's going to be beautiful. But then I think he's going to like kill himself. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
I can't see it suicide. I think he's going to this battle with John.
yeah.
But he's gonna die a heroic death. But he's gonna die it because he's sacrificing. He sees the more, like, even when you know the story about how he became in force in the Kingsguard, and how it changed over to Robert Baratheon. If you don't know, read something, go watch YouTube. I think this is another thing. He's sacrificing himself for the greater good.
Okay.
And so if he does end up killing Cersei and then eventually live to fight another day, I think he's gonna die a hero's death because he has to atone for all the BS that he's done. And honestly, I don't think Jaime's gonna kill Cersei. I think Arya's gonna kill Cersei.
Yeah. The list. I forgot about the list. You're right.
And I also think, like I said, it's gonna be bittersweet. If Jon dies, it's Daenerys and Jon's baby, baby of ice and fire.
Yeah.
But Daenerys lives, Jon dies, and he lives on his sacrifice lives on through the baby.
That would be dope. Yeah.
But I do want Jon to win. I do want Jon.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna kill him off because they did it.
Yeah.
So I just feel.
Or he did it one time.
Well, like, what's funny is every time I hear people's theories, there's never a theory in which Queen Daenerys dies.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is great. Like, she's bae, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She really is the Khaleesi. And I think that it's great that nobody thinks she's gonna die, because then if she does die, HBO on Twitter on that last night of Game of Thrones. My God.
It's getting to be melted by more fire than the Dragon's Breath.
Yo, for real. Night's Watch can't help you, bro. Night can't save you, bro. So I'm very excited for what it's gonna be, man. I'm really just. I like the hype for it, man.
Yeah.
Like really, like people who have never seen it have been telling me I watched the whole thing in this year.
Of course.
And I love that. I'm like, yo, to be honest, like, this to me is like the best show ever. Like, next.
Until they do the Lord of the Rings series,
which will be dope.
That's gonna be crazy.
But like, I mean, you talk about the greats, the Breaking Bads, the Wires. You know what I mean? Like, those are amazing shows. Those held the titles. I think this is up there with them. So
yeah, of course.
The hype around it. You know, people posting about it. The Adidas having shoes for Game of Thrones. Yo,
Mo Salah owns all the shoes.
That's crazy.
So he's like, no, you know, he's like he did an Instagram post like all this shit. Like, yo, you son of a bitch. and you're an Adidas athlete. You got them for free, you asshole.
Yeah, you just get the plug. And it's great, man. I love seeing everybody into Game of Thrones just because it's just like a nerdy show when you think about it, man.
Yeah, but it's
real.
But it captures everything in a beautiful, realistic, grounded way.
Absolutely, very theatrical way. I'm happy with everybody on that show, and I'm glad that they're getting the hype that they deserve. So.
This Sunday,
I know most of y'all don't got HBO, so go find somebody.
Go find somebody.
Get that
to
7-day trial, whatever you got to do. Get your Game of Thrones on this Sunday. Fire nice, baby.
Of course, I'll be watching, tuned in. Of course, this weekend I will not be in the city. I'll be checking out back home in Columbus, Mississippi, checking out my family.
Shout
friends.
out.
My boy Chris Dobbs is getting married.
Oh,
and
respect.
I'm the DJ for his situation.
Respect.
So it's big news. I'm leaving out tomorrow. So I'm really excited to get back to Columbus, Mississippi, see friends, see family. If you want to follow me on Instagram, please do, because I'll be doing a live showing of like where I went to school.
Oh, wow.
I'm showing like where my first job, all these different things. If you've never seen Mississippi, watch my Instagram. You'll see like, oh, Mississippi ain't all crazy. It's wild, but ain't that wild. You know what I'm saying?
That's some southern stuff. I want to see it, man. I want to see some food.
You dare me to go to the hood and get some good food?
Hey, get some great food. Put it on your Instagram.
You don't have to dare me to go. I'm gonna go to the hood and get some good food.
All right, man. Bring some back. How about that?
That's not tricky on the plane.
Get some Tupperware, bro.
Okay, yeah, Devil. I'll try that.
Yeah, you can catch me this weekend. This Saturday, I'll be at Castaways. You know, I'm there every Saturday now at Waterford, UCF.
Of course.
So all my UCF nights, you know, go out there to Castaways Sports
What
Bar.
What time?
I'm there all night, man. You know, just come catch the games on. Especially, I don't think any playoffs start this weekend.
I think they have. Okay, I think I saw.
If you're a baseball fan, though, I know they got baseball
13th.
going on there. So,
no, it starts the 13th. So
then boom, right there that night, playoff Saturday. Come to Castaways if you on the
if you want to watch the Magic take on the Raptors. I would say take on the Raptors Saturday night. Castaways with DJ Trinity D, of course.
And I'll be killing it. Don't ask me to request anything because I'm playing pre-mixes. Don't tell nobody.
Don't ask nobody for nothing.
Be like, hey, can you play Despacito?
No.
In like an hour and a half, I got you.
But wait 30 minutes is on it. It will play eventually. But once again, it's your boy DJ Spot of the Dawn, of course, with my boy DJ
Trinity D. They call me Trinity D. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for tuning in to Thursday Night School. Let's go.